My beloved child. There is a reason you found this message today, and it is not an accident. Someone has been carrying your name quietly in their heart, far longer than you realize. They never expected one simple thing you did to leave such a lasting impression, yet that single moment changed the way they see you forever. You may have forgotten it, but they never did. Before we go any further, stay with me for a moment, because what is about to unfold may answer questions your heart has been asking in silence. While others tried to be noticed, you simply showed kindness without expecting anything back. That quiet act became unforgettable. They replay it in their mind again and again, wondering if you even knew the impact you created. As this unfolds, clarity will come, because the truth is much closer than it appears, and something huge is waiting for you. There are moments in life that seem ordinary, yet they become life-changing memories for someone else. The person thinking about you never fell for perfection. They were moved by your sincerity, your calm spirit, and the way you treated people without asking for recognition. They have watched from a distance, hoping the right moment would appear. Every day they tell themselves they should speak, but every day they hesitate, afraid that the timing is not yet perfect. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes the strongest feelings are the ones hidden behind the quietest actions. They keep wondering whether you would understand what your presence has meant to them. Recently, something unexpected happened that made those feelings even stronger. A conversation, a memory, or a familiar place reminded them of you in a way they could not ignore. Instead of pushing those thoughts away, they finally accepted what their heart had been trying to say all along. They realized they were not simply admiring you, they genuinely cared. That realization surprised even them. What makes this story extraordinary is that it was never about grand gestures. It all began because you chose compassion when you could have chosen indifference. That single choice became the reason someone now believes you're different from everyone else they have ever met. But here is the part very few people see coming. The person who feels this way is also changing because of your influence. They have started becoming more hopeful, more patient, and more confident simply because they believe people like you still exist. Without realizing it, you inspired growth in someone else's life. That is why your connection carries a quiet significance. They are waiting for a moment that feels genuine, not forced, because they want every word they eventually share to come from honesty rather than impulse. Every passing day strengthens their certainty that meeting you was meaningful. So if your heart has felt that something unseen is beginning to shift, do not dismiss that feeling too quickly. Sometimes the biggest turning points begin with the smallest acts of kindness, and this may be one of those moments. Keep your heart open, keep moving forward with confidence, and remember that the qualities you thought went unnoticed have been seen more clearly than you can imagine. Stay with me for a moment, because this journey is only beginning. As this unfolds, clarity will come. This may resonate as we continue. Something huge is waiting for you. There was another reason this connection grew stronger, and almost no one could have predicted it. While you continued living your life, this person quietly began comparing every new experience to the memory of you. They met different people, heard different opinions, and walked through new places, yet something always brought their thoughts back to your presence. They finally understood that it was never about coincidence, it was about the peace they felt whenever your memory appeared. Stay with me for a moment, because the next piece of this story reveals why they are no longer able to ignore what they feel. The more they tried to move on, the more they realized that the answer they were searching for had been in front of them all along. Then something unexpected shifted inside them. They stopped asking themselves whether their feelings were real and started asking a completely different question: what if this opportunity never comes again? That single thought changed everything. Instead of focusing on fear, they began imagining what could happen if they were finally honest. They replayed old conversations, remembered the smallest details, and smiled at moments that seemed ordinary at the time but now felt incredibly meaningful. As this unfolds, clarity will come, because every memory they revisit strengthens their belief that meeting you happened for a reason, not by chance. Here is something surprising. The quality they admire most about you is probably the one you value the least. You may think it is just part of your personality, but to them it is rare. It made them feel accepted without needing to prove themselves. That feeling stayed with them long after your paths separated. If this message is connecting with you so far, share this video with someone who believes that small acts of kindness can change lives, subscribe for more uplifting messages, and leave a comment about the moment that inspired you the most. Sometimes one shared story reaches the exact person who needed to hear it today. This may resonate as we continue, because the next part becomes even more meaningful. What happens next is what they never expected. They are beginning to notice signs that remind them of the promise they silently made to themselves, that if another opportunity appears, they will not let fear decide for them again. Their confidence is growing little by little, not because everything is certain, but because their heart is finally stronger than their doubts. They have realized that genuine connections are worth protecting, and they no longer want unanswered questions to remain unanswered forever. Before this chapter closes, remember one thing. The kindness you offered without expecting anything in return continues to create a ripple you cannot yet fully see. Someone's heart became brighter because of the person you chose to be, and that story is still unfolding. Stay with me for a moment. As this unfolds, clarity will come. This may resonate as we continue. Something huge is waiting for you. A quiet realization is now beginning to take shape, and this is where the story becomes even more meaningful. The person who has been carrying these feelings is no longer searching for another reason to wait. They have spent enough time wondering, enough time questioning, and enough time hoping that life would somehow make the decision for them. Now they understand something important. The greatest opportunities often appear when someone chooses courage over hesitation. Stay with me for a moment, because what happens next could explain why everything has felt different lately. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may recognize pieces of your own journey in what you are about to hear. There is one memory they protect more than any other. It was not a dramatic event or a perfect moment. It was something so simple that almost anyone else would have forgotten it. But for them, it became the moment they realized your heart was unlike anyone else's. Whenever life became confusing, they returned to that memory because it reminded them that genuine people still exist. That single memory became their source of hope. They never expected one quiet act of kindness to leave such a permanent mark, yet it became the reason they started believing in meaningful connections again. This may resonate as we continue, because the smallest moments often carry the biggest meaning. Now imagine this: while you have been wondering whether anyone truly notices the good you bring into the world, someone has been quietly inspired by it every single day. They admire your ability to stay true to yourself, even when no one is watching. That authenticity has become impossible for them to ignore. Instead of trying to become someone else, they have started becoming a better version of themselves because of the example you unknowingly set. That is the surprising twist in this story. The gift you gave them was never something material, it was hope, and hope has a way of changing lives far beyond what anyone can measure. The next chapter has already started unfolding, even if you cannot see it yet. Small events are beginning to align in ways that seem ordinary on the surface but carry a deeper meaning beneath them. A familiar conversation, an unexpected reminder, or a chance opportunity may soon encourage this person to stop hiding behind uncertainty. They are realizing that waiting forever only creates more unanswered questions. The more they reflect on everything that has happened, the stronger their confidence becomes. They no longer want the story to remain unfinished when there is still so much left to discover. So keep moving forward with the same kindness that started this incredible journey. Do not underestimate the quiet impact your actions have on the people around you. Sometimes the most unforgettable chapters begin without anyone realizing it, and only later do they reveal how extraordinary they truly were. Stay with me for a moment. As this unfolds, clarity will come. This may resonate as we continue. Something huge is waiting for you. A new chapter is quietly opening, and this is where everything begins to connect. The person who has been holding these feelings is starting to understand that some opportunities are too meaningful to leave unspoken. Every passing day has strengthened their certainty instead of fading it. They no longer see your meeting as an ordinary event. They see it as the beginning of a story they never expected to experience. Stay with me for a moment, because the next revelation explains why their heart feels more confident than ever before. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and each piece will begin to fit together in a way that feels surprisingly natural. There is something they have never shared with anyone. Whenever they imagine the future, your presence somehow appears in that picture. It is not because they are chasing a dream. It is because your kindness gave them a feeling they had been missing for a long time, a feeling of comfort and hope. They have finally realized that genuine connections are built through simple moments, not grand performances. This may resonate as we continue, because the smallest actions often leave the deepest impressions. The remarkable part is that you never tried to impress them. You were simply being yourself, and that authenticity became unforgettable. Another unexpected shift is taking place. They are beginning to believe that waiting forever serves no purpose. Instead of hiding behind uncertainty, they are preparing themselves to welcome whatever comes next with honesty and confidence. If this message has stayed with you until this moment, share this video with someone who believes that kindness always finds its way back, subscribe so you never miss the next chapter of this journey, and let someone you care about know they matter today. Sometimes one message reaches the exact heart that was meant to receive it, and that is how meaningful stories continue to grow. The final piece of this chapter is beautifully simple. The reason someone feels so deeply connected to you is not because of something extraordinary you tried to do. It is because you reminded them that goodness still exists in the world. That realization changed the way they look at tomorrow. As your paths continue to unfold, remember that the quiet choices you make every day carry more influence than you may ever realize. Stay with me for a moment. As this unfolds, clarity will come. This may resonate as we continue. Something huge is waiting for you. The story is not ending here. In many ways, this is the moment where everything begins to make sense. The person who has been carrying these feelings is no longer focused on what they might lose. Instead, they are thinking about what could be gained if they finally allow honesty to guide their next step. Stay with me for a moment, because one final realization has been growing quietly behind the scenes. It has been taking shape through patience, reflection, and countless moments of quiet hope. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may discover that the greatest changes often arrive without making any noise. There is one truth they can no longer ignore. They never fell in love with a perfect image, they connected with the genuine person you have always been. Your calm presence, your thoughtful words, and the kindness you shared without expecting recognition became the foundation of everything they now feel. They have realized that some people enter our lives for a reason that only becomes clear with time. Looking back, they can now see that every small interaction carried a meaning they did not fully understand in the beginning. This may resonate as we continue, because life's most valuable connections often reveal their purpose slowly, one moment at a time. Now they are looking ahead instead of looking back. The doubts that once held them in place are becoming quieter, while hope grows stronger with every passing day. They are learning to trust that meaningful relationships are built through sincerity, patience, and respect. That quiet confidence has become the greatest surprise of all. What once felt uncertain now feels possible, not because the world suddenly changed, but because their heart finally found the courage to believe in what it has been telling them all along. As this chapter comes to a close, remember this message whenever you wonder whether your kindness truly matters. The smallest act of compassion can become the beginning of someone else's greatest source of hope. You may never immediately see the impact you leave behind, but that does not mean it isn't real. Keep moving forward with the same genuine heart that inspired this incredible story. Stay with me for a moment. As this unfolds, clarity will come. This may resonate as we continue. Something huge is waiting for you. One last message remains, and it may be the most meaningful of all. The journey you have followed until this moment was never about chasing certainty, it was about recognizing the quiet power of sincerity. Stay with me for a moment, because this final chapter brings together every piece of the story. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may realize that the greatest moments often begin with the simplest choices. The person who carries these feelings has discovered something that changed their perspective forever. They stopped searching for signs in extraordinary places and started appreciating the ordinary moments that first connected them to you. They now understand that your kindness, your patience, and the way you remain true to yourself were never small qualities. Those were the very reasons their admiration continued to grow. What they value most is not a single memory but the consistent goodness they believe they saw in you. This may resonate as we continue, because the qualities we overlook in ourselves are often the ones others treasure the most. As they prepare for whatever comes next, one thought continues to guide them: meaningful connections deserve honesty, gratitude, and hope. Whether your paths cross again in a familiar way or simply continue to inspire one another from afar, the impact of this connection remains real. Some stories are not remembered because they were loud, they are remembered because they quietly changed someone's heart. That is the gift your presence has become in this story, and it is a reminder that even the smallest moments can leave a lasting light in someone's life. So carry this message with confidence as you move forward. Continue choosing kindness even when no one seems to notice. Continue believing that genuine actions always create meaningful ripples, even if they are invisible at first. The story you have heard today is not a promise of a specific outcome, it is a reminder that compassion, authenticity, and hope have the power to touch lives in ways we rarely see. Stay with me for a moment. As this unfolds, clarity will come. This may resonate as we continue. Something huge is waiting for you. And as one chapter ends, another quietly begins, waiting to reveal its own beautiful surprises. The final chapter is here, and before this message fades, hold on to one simple truth. Some of the most meaningful connections in life are not measured by how loudly they begin, but by how deeply they continue to inspire. Stay with me for a moment, because this last reflection brings everything full circle. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may realize that the greatest gift you have ever given was simply being your authentic self. The person who has been thinking about you has reached a peaceful understanding. They no longer wonder why your memory stayed with them for so long. They know the answer now. It was your kindness, your sincerity, and the quiet way you treated others with respect that left a lasting impression. Long after conversations ended and moments passed, those qualities remained. They became a reminder that genuine hearts still exist. This may resonate as we continue, because the smallest expressions of goodness often become the strongest memories in someone else's story. As you leave this message behind, remember that your journey is still unfolding. Every day offers another opportunity to encourage someone, to brighten a difficult moment, or to remind another person that kindness still has a place in this world. You may never know whose life is changed by your words or your actions, but that does not make their impact any less real. Keep walking forward with confidence, patience, and hope, knowing that the best chapters of any story are written one meaningful choice at a time. If this message brought peace to your heart, carry that feeling with you into the days ahead. Let it remind you that every sincere action has value, every thoughtful word has purpose, and every moment of compassion creates a ripple that reaches farther than you can imagine. Stay with me for a moment. As this unfolds, clarity will come. This may resonate as we continue. Something huge is waiting for you. Until our paths meet again, keep believing in the quiet strength of a genuine heart, because that is where extraordinary stories truly begin, and where the most beautiful ones continue.